大家好，哦，谢谢，thank you，今天我在就是 Musqueam、Squamish 和 Tsleil-Waututh 原住民的他们的家庭给你说这些，不过我的中文不是太好，不能说那么好的政治的话题，所以我写了这些。Popo always know best. The first time my Popo warned me about the world was about rape and how to escape. If someone kidnaps you, she said, leave your money and run. Her story is not mine to tell. My Mandarin and my Loeo are not fluent enough, my temper not long enough to be an adequate translator of her stories. When I was 5, I promised her a red dress and a big house. Now at 25, there's no sight of either of those gifts, signs of gratitude and respect for my elder. Cannot because I struggle with dreaming of either gender liberation for queer trans women of color, for femmes of all ages, for two-spirit people, or homeownership / affordable housing in this vicious world of ours, where poems and protests are pathologized almost as much as intergenerational trauma, drug use, and poverty. Popo always knows best, because sometimes we don't. Every phone call is about how to stay healthy. Essentially, how to live long enough to be a senior ourselves. How to live with less pain. How to keep safe from the white light of our computers and cell phones. My grandma doesn't live in Chinatown. She never lived in Chinatown. I haven't and didn't either. But like so many Chinese women who are activists and writers, who have become drawn to this fight against the money-hungry rezoning of 105 Keefer on the unceded and occupied territories of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish territories, we can't help but think of our own popos when we speak to seniors in the neighborhood, when we fold paper money with them for our ancestors. We ask them about their living conditions, when we support them in the dialects and the languages through which they bicker and love and imagine, when we help them move, when we write poetry in honor of them. When we do this heart work, maybe we are trying to think of what our popo would say, the lineage of women's love and women's trauma for which we feel we can never do justice, that can also never be fully articulated. Popo always knows best. But what if sometimes our popo doesn't know best? What if sometimes popo tells us not to help our neighbors, our friends, our acquaintances, even our enemies who are forced out of their country, of their home, sometimes without a penny to their name? And what if it's not her fault? What fear of loss, the loss of security, of dollars, of homes, did the great leap forward, the Second World War, the Cultural Revolution, Tiananmen Square massacre, white supremacy, and colonization instill? Who didn't tell her about over 500 years of violent occupation, of indigenous land, of relentless resistance, of the head tax and exclusion, of slavery and centuries of anti-blackness, of internment and incarceration and refugee camps, of rape and kidnapping on the other side of the Pacific, of the humble idea that everyone deserves to live with a roof over their heads, safely? Popo sometimes knows best, but today I'm speaking before you. I don't always know better than her, certainly not better than all of the low-income seniors living in Chinatown who find home there. But if I could tell her, not in Beijing Standard Mandarin, but in her own dialect, I would tell her that I would rather gift her knowledge, the gift of community, of friendship, of history, than an expensive, unaffordable condo apartment. Like so many of my friends, we are wowed by the possibility of friendship and community among low-income seniors in Chinatown. We too are their friends, family, and community. In 50 years, we will be seniors too. Not all of us will have 5-figure salaries. My queer survivor and mentally ill hope is that I will keep the friendships I have today. That I will still be able to put people over profit, my own body over the money in my pocket, your body over the money in developers' pocket, youth's livelihoods and future over the so-called value of land. We have an opportunity to live this hope today. None of these hopes are possible with a mere 25 units of senior social housing in the heart of Chinatown. We're talking about a community. So with all the privilege I have as a settler, I oppose BD's 105 Keefer rezoning proposal. This is not just an activist dream, it's a dream of a life our popo taught us to gift her. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for being here to speak.